everybody, Jhiaxus here, and welcome to my review of the Transformers Legacy Voyager class Jhiaxus. Now, straight up, I have no idea who this character is. I've never heard of him in my life. I heard about this guy for the first time when he was revealed at during the Hasbro Pulse live stream where they did reveal this guy. I have since found out that he is apparently the main villain of the G2 comics. I have never read the G2 comics in my life. I've never read any comics in my life because I don't read. But yeah, that is who this character is. And overall, I wasn't gonna get this figure originally, but then Prime vs. Prime made his review of him. I thought he looked absolutely awesome. I started getting really excited to get this figure because even though I don't like the character, I mean, we've established in the previous review, I don't have to like the character to love the figure. And this thing looked like it was going to be an absolute home run for Legacy. So I started getting really excited for it, and I got him in hand, and maybe it's because of the fact I got him alongside Galvatron, who is now one of my favorite Transformer toys of all time. Go check out that review if you haven't. But this guy is not that amazing in my opinion. I think he is good. I think he is a good figure, but I would not even put him I wouldn't put him even anywhere near close to like the top tier Voyagers. I'd say Bulkhead is better than him. Cyclonus is definitely better than him. Blaster is better than him. He has quite a few things holding him back. And the main one, I'm just going to get into it, is his plastic. This guy feels kind of cheap, honestly. That is a big issue for me. I don't know, man. There's just something about this guy who he just doesn't feel as satisfying to hold as a lot of those other figures, especially the ones I just mentioned. Those are all those figures, Bulkhead, Galvatron, Cyclonus, Blaster, those figures feel like hand candy. This guy does not feel like hand candy. He is very, very, very cheap feeling, and this leg right here, oh my gosh, like you can see just how bad the tolerances on the legs are. It just feels really cheap. Like this piece, like this, all this plastic right here just feels really like flexible and cheap feeling. And then up here, let me show you this. You have these arms right here, these hands right here, and let me show you what happens as soon as you untab the wrist panels right there. Do you see that? Do you see that? Maybe I'm being a little too hard on this because I mean you just plug it in and then it's fine, but seriously, like, can you really argue that that is acceptable at all? Look at that. It's this plastic, man. Whatever this plastic is made of, it's not the same plastic that they use on Ape-Face because Ape-Face felt robust and really, really nice. This guy, he just, I don't know, man. There is just something missing with this figure. He is just not that fun to handle, in my opinion. Now, before I start now, I want to make very clear that I do think this is a good toy. So let's start praising this thing because there is quite a few things to praise about him. Now, I think he looks awesome. Like, I'm a little bit scratching my head on the colors here. Like, this is a very weird combination of colors, but it works. It works. It looks pretty cool. It's a very unique set of colors, but it works. I think it looks pretty cool. I love this gold right here. This looks awesome. I love his head sculpt. Let me say that. I love his head sculpt. Although, again, very cheap feeling. This head is so loose on this ball joint. When you get this guy in hand, you're gonna feel just how loose his head feels on that ball joint, and it's not pleasant, honestly. It's really not. And then this leg, oh my god. But he looks really, really cool. You know, these green right there, this gold. I love the head sculpt. Like I said, it's amazing. I love this little piece on the side here. I imagine that's like maybe his scouter thing or whatnot. Yeah, these little green wings, and I honestly hate these. I actually will probably be popping these off and putting them in my accessory drawer because I just absolutely hate these because they don't look good anywhere they are and they just get in the way. So yeah, I'll probably be popping those off, but that's up to you. I know it is accurate to the character though, so do keep that in mind. But yeah, he does have opening hands, which is really awesome. But if opening hands was at the expense of having a much nicer feeling figure, I don't know if that was a good trade-off. But yeah, and then you can see these pieces do kind of untab a little bit, and once again, that results in super duper ultra floppy wrists. So yeah, but it's not that big a deal. These do, for the most part, these do hold in there very, very nicely. But yeah, I mean, he does look really, really cool. The articulation's fantastic. You have a little bit over 90-degree bend right there. You have a little bit of a knee bend right there, which is really, really nice as well. These pieces right here are super flimsy though. Oh my god, we're going to talk about those in robot mode. You do have a good angle pivot right there, which is very, very nice. You can also give him some wings if you want to, so you can open these up and you can give him some wings so he can fly through. And you can also kind of utilize this transformation joint right here to give him a bit more of a upward. So you have a transformation joint right here at the head, and you can kind of use that to give him a bit more upward so he can be flying around right there, which is pretty cool. I do kind of like that. So that is a fun display option if you want to take advantage of it as well. So yeah, you have those wings right there, which is super, super cool. I imagine this guy flies around in the comics probably. So yeah, let's get into the accessories because the accessories are pretty cool. Well, one of the accessories is pretty cool. This gun right here, this is awesome. I love this gun. You can plug this into his hand right there, and this is his gun right here. I believe this is accurate to the one he had in the comics, and I love this gun. I think this gun looks sick, super unique looking, super cool, blast effect compatible. I dig it. This gun is really, really cool, and if you want to, you can plug it onto the back for some decent weapon storage like that. Nowhere near as god tier as Galvatron's was, but still really, really, really cool right there. So you have that slung across his back right there, and then you also get this little tiny pistol, and I don't like this one at all, but if you want to, you can plug this one in too as well. It looks really puny and not very, look how flat this thing is, man. Look how freaking flat that thing is. I don't like this gun. I'm going to be putting this in my accessory drawer, but you know, it is what it is. But hey, if you want to use it, you can, but me personally, I am very satisfied with this one. This one feels awesome and looks awesome in his hand, and this one will be living in my accessory drawer for the rest of its duration on this planet. So yeah, there you go. And you can get this guy in some pretty great double holding poses right there. I found this guy can really do a good double holding right there. That looks really awesome if you ask me. So yeah, looks really cool. Accessories are solid because this gun is awesome. That one is a little blah, but whatever, who cares? It's the same thing with skids, man. You get this gun's awesome, and that gun is just whatever. But hey, if you don't want to use it like I do, just throw it in your accessory drawer, pretend like it never even existed. But yeah, looks super cool. It's just the plastic on this guy that really is rubbing the wrong way. Also, I forgot to say, his entire torso is clear plastic, and it doesn't result in the funnest transformation. It's a little bit, I've never really had any real issues with clear plastic, let me say that, but it does worry me a little bit because this entire torso piece, both pieces of it, when we get into transformation, they are both entirely made of clear plastic. So yeah, it's not the biggest deal. I shouldn't be making that big a deal of it because I praise the hell out of Bulkhead, but Bulkhead does feel about twice the weight as this guy, so there is that as well. But I don't know, man. This guy is just not, I haven't really found myself wanting to pose this guy around. Well, yeah, posing is good. I don't know what it is about this guy, man. It's just the plastic feel. It just feels really, really cheap, honestly. So yeah, let's get into the comparisons. For comparison, here he is with Laser Optimus Prime, and I still think this figure absolutely rules. So there he is with Laser Optimus Prime. Here he is with Siege Megatron. I don't have the Generations G2 Megatron, the Generation Selects one, so there you have that. It's the same size though, so. And I'm not really sure what else to compare this guy with, so here he is with the Earthrise Secret Mold. And here he is with Galvatron, because I love that fucking toy. And here he is with Stereo Series Soundwave. So yeah, just a few, just a few random ones to throw in there to hopefully give you guys a good sense of the size of this guy. Yeah, he's a pretty good boy. He's a pretty big boy. He's actually, he's a good size Voyager class. So he definitely looks really cool. I think I'm gonna let this guy chill up here on my miscellaneous shelf for the time being. I think I'm gonna put him right there. Just like that. You can't see it right there. I think I'm gonna put him right there. I think it looks pretty sweet on that. I'm not sure if I'll be holding on to this guy forever, but I'll be holding on to him for at least for a little bit. I don't know. Like I said, I do think this figure is good, but as someone who doesn't give a shit about the character and really does not dig this guy's plastic feel or whatever, I don't know. I can genuinely say that I do think he is a good figure, especially if you love the character. If you love the character, you're gonna absolutely love this thing, man. But let's get into the transformation. The transformation is decent. It does its job. It's a way to get from point A to point B. It's decent. It's moderately fun, but it doesn't really have anything like that wows you. There's nothing about this transformation that's like seriously awesome. But here it is, the transformation for Jhiaxus. Hey everybody, this is actually DK from the future bringing a quick little insert video into this because some new information has come out about Jhiaxus that I wanted to go over. So I'm putting this in to my review. I already had the review recorded, but I wanted to put this in there. So, some new developments have been made with this figure. First thing is this. You have the Scouter right here. Turns out the Scouter actually has a removable piece in the front. So this little piece with the sensor array thingy or whatever the fuck it is can come off, and then you can plug it on the back of his gun right here, and this fills out the gun a little bit more and gives it a nice little bit at the end there. So it makes the gun look a little bit cooler in my opinion, and you can have that. So that is his new gun. And you might be saying to yourself, well, now the sensor array looks really ugly, and yes it does, but what you can do now that you have that piece removed is it turns out we can open up his chest here, we can bring this piece forward, we can flip the nose cone out just a little bit, just like we're transforming him, and then we can actually flip the sensor array completely in, and we can fold it all the way up to the top right there. So you no longer have to have it just slightly out, because if you have it with the piece on, it can only go to about there. But if you take the piece out, you can close it all the way down. So it goes all the way down there for vehicle mode as well. But if you do that, you can actually close it, and you can have, look how, I just want to, in case anybody didn't believe me about how bad his head is, look at that. Look how friggin' wobbly his head is, man. Ugh. Anyway, so you do that, you close it back up, and now you don't have the little sensor array actually showing anymore. So you can hide the sensor array in his body, similar to how you can hide the cannons on Optimus Primal in the torso by utilizing the transformation. Very cool little development, little extra thing that was found out by the community with this figure. I'm not sure if it's in the instructions. I never look at the instructions 90% of the time. So yeah, sometimes there's very rare occasions like a Studio Series figure will make me peek at the instructions real quick, but very rarely. I like to think of myself as pretty good at being able to figure these things out by myself. But it's very cool that the community was able to figure this out. I definitely think this is pretty cool. And this also does have a lot of options as well. You can plug it onto the side of his arm as Patriot Prime showed, and you can have like a shoulder cannon right there, which looks pretty cool. In the vehicle mode, you can plug it into, you can actually fit it in the top. I can actually kind of show you here. In vehicle mode, you can actually kind of fit it into the top like this, and it will kind of have that on top of the vehicle mode, which doesn't actually look horrible. So that's another option as well. And I think it does just do a good job of kind of filling out the gun a little bit more. So that is that. That is just a little thing. I actually wanted to bring up one more thing, actually. One thing I forgot to bring up in my review of him. I don't love the way this guy's shoulders work. They work like this. He has similar to the Hot Rod shoulders. Now you can kind of work around it with this figure because of the transformation. You can kind of bring it out and kind of fake it a little bit right there, and that doesn't look horrible, granted. So if you don't like that, you can kind of work around it with this figure in particular, unlike you can with Hot Rod, Rodimus Prime, Bumblebee Movie Soundwave, you know, that kind of shoulder, because that's the kind of shoulders he have, but you can kind of work around it a little bit in that. So I wanted to bring that up in this figure as well. I'm also just, since I have to put this into the video as well, I do want to say that I have grown a little bit more. This guy has grown a little bit more on me. I do think that for the most part, my opinion's pretty similar, but spoiler alert for the end of the video, I'm going to give this guy an A- at the end of the video, but I actually think I would bump him up to an A tier. So yeah, bump his grade up to an A tier. I know it's a bit of a spoiler for the rest of the review, but I do kind of like this guy a little bit more since the day I got him. I recorded the review the day after I got him, and since then he's grown on me a little bit more. I'm kind of getting used to the cheaper plastic. I do still definitely think it's there, and I really don't understand why absolutely nobody is talking about it, because, I don't know, am I fucking crazy with this figure? Am I the only one who thinks the plastic feels kind of cheap? But, I don't know. In the feet, too, I didn't even bring up how cheap the feet feel. Okay, let's go ahead and call it there. Just a quick little addendum video just to throw in there, because I wanted to add a couple more things to this review that I did forget. And I did want to mention that sensor array development, because I genuinely think that's a pretty awesome feature. So yeah, definitely brings this guy up. So like I said, retroactively I give this guy an A tier. So when you hear me give him an A- at the end of the video, just know I bumped him up to an A tier, okay? So there you go. Enjoy the rest of the review. Alright, now for the transformation, first we're going to untap the pieces right here and fold away the hands just like that. Come down to the legs here, and I really don't like transforming these legs. So what you gotta do is you have to untap these, and all this just feels really chintzy and cheap, and you wanna fold that in, and then you wanna bring it up. Actually, first you wanna rotate it at the waist there, and then you wanna bring it this back panel down as well. And then, yeah, so you do that, and then you wanna bring it up, and you have a tab, and you have a little piece right there. You also have to take this fin piece and swivel this out, and this thing is the most chintzy little piece of plastic I've ever seen in my life. And then you wanna just bring this up, and on this double hinge here, it's not fun, and then you just wanna get this kind of on there, and then you just wanna kind of tab it in right there. That piece is pretty satisfying. And then you just wanna tab that little slot into the thruster right there. And then you wanna do the same thing on this side. So flip out this super flimsy piece of plastic, and then you want to untab that piece, push the foot in, bring it up, and then you just want to kind of work it under there. There you go, and then just kind of get it slid under there, and then just get it tabbed in place right there. And then just tab it together right there, and tab the fin together as well. So tab all that together just like that, get all that locked in place, and then fold the little green bat wings down just like that, and make sure these pieces are slotted into the feet right there. And then you're gonna come up to the torso. And admittedly, this part of the transformation is pretty cool. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna want to untap the head, and that's gonna fold all the way back on this little piece right here. And then you're going to flip the head in just like that. You wanna make sure it's straight, or else it's not gonna work properly. And then you want to push this piece of the torso out just like that, and then you want to swivel his little scouter thing down, and then fold out the nose cone right there. Get the nose cone tabbed in place right there. Be careful, because that is clear plastic. And then you just want to get this down, and you will actually feel it kind of thoop into place right there. So you can see it gets to a certain point, and then it just kind of thoops into place right there. And then you want to bring that piece down, get that tabbed in just like that, and then you want to bring the arms in on these joints right here, just like that. You can't use them for butterfly joints, just so you know. And then you want to plug them together like that, and then you want to take these pieces right here. These are actually on hinges. Bring them down, and then you have two slots in the legs that these little tabs on the arms will go into like that. And finally, you want to take the wing here. You want to open that up. You want to untap that just like that, and then you want to bring it up, and then you have a tab and a slot right there in the wing. So a tab and a slot right there. So just get that tabbed in place like that. Same thing on this side. Get that brought down and get it tabbed in place just like that. And there you have Jhiaxus in his really strange looking alt mode. But take it away, me. And here we have the jet mode, and I gotta be honest, I think this is kind of sick. I know a lot of people do not like this jet mode. A lot of people are saying it's not accurate to the comics, and it doesn't really look like any real jet ever, and granted it doesn't. It has like weird bat wings on the back here, and it looks really weird, and you know, these pieces right here, but I kind of love it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of love this jet mode. Yeah, it's nothing, but it's kind of an amazing nothing. I don't know what it is about this guy. I might even like the jet mode more than the robot mode. I'm not saying that definitively, but I might honestly, and I love the way that these boosters look back there. That looks awesome. That looks like some kind of creature or something. I don't know, man. That looks really, really cool, man. I just dig it. I just dig it. I don't know what else to say. I dig this jet mode, man. It's pretty darn cool. Not a horrible undercarriage either. It actually doesn't look doesn't look bad at all. You have multiple options for weapon storage if you want to. You can plug the main, well, you can't actually plug it up there. The main gun, what I like to do is, well, I'll show you a couple different things you can do. So one, you can plug it in right here on the side like that, so you can do that if you want to. You can plug it into the nose cone right there if you want to. But me personally, what I like to do is I like to take this peg right here and I like to plug it into the thrusters back there like that, because it's more out of sight like that, because I mean you can't even really notice it back there from a lot of angles. So that's personally what I like to do. And then as for this gun, if you want to use this gun, you can plug it in. Yeah, you can actually fit this one in up there, I guess, if you want to, or you could plug it in. You can plug it in over here if you want to. Nah, it doesn't really fit in there. This gun is just so pointless, man. I really don't understand why they even threw this one in there. So yeah, you have that right there, and you can plug this one on the other side if you want to, although it's not easy because that peg kind of gets in the way. Yeah, you can't even really get that in there because the peg is in the way. Whatever, you know, I don't care about this weapon anyway. So yeah, you have good weapon storage. Like I said, I personally think this is the best way to store the gun. But yeah, jet mode's fun, man. I don't really have much to say about it. It's a jet. What you see is what you get. It looks pretty cool. No landing gear, but I kind of dig it. I really do kind of dig it. So here's some comparisons in the jet mode. Alrighty, and for comparison in the jet mode, here he is with the Earthrise Seeker mold. So you can see how he scales with a very common jet former right there. You can see they are pretty much the same size, actually. Pretty much the same size as the Earthrise Seeker mold. Maybe just a hair bigger, or a hair shorter, actually. But yeah, there you have that. And here he is with the Petrojet mold, the Siege Seeker mold. So yeah, there you have that as well. And obviously this is very much smaller than this. So there you have that as well. Here he is with Legacy Bulkhead, another Legacy Voyager right there. And here he is with Earthrise Optimus Prime. And here he is with Laser Optimus Prime. And just for fun, here he is with Astro Train, because I had Astro Train in train mode. So there you have your comparisons. Okay, final thoughts on Legacy Jhiaxus. This is going to be a bit of a bumpy one. I think this is a good figure. I genuinely think this is a good figure. Let me make that very clear. I think if you love this character, you will absolutely love this figure. I don't think you'll be able to put him down. You will have so much fun with this guy if you love this character. If you're like me, though, and you just love Transformers and you don't really care about characters and you just want fun Transformer toys, honestly, this guy is not 100% for me. I think he is good enough. Like, I would rank this guy up there with like the Siege Seeker mold. Yeah, the Siege Seeker mold. Super, super fun figure. Super fun figure. Enjoyable. Awesome robot mode. Awesome transformation. Well, awesome robot mode. Fun transformation. And a really awesome alt mode. I would say the same thing about this guy. These guys I would put in about the same tier. Unfortunately, he just doesn't get anywhere above that for me personally. If you like the character, he might. And even holding these two, this figure still feels like so much higher quality than Jhiaxus. The plastic they use for Jhiaxus is just so, I don't know, man, it just does not feel good to play with. That's really my major issue with this guy. Had he been made out of sturdier, higher quality plastic, this guy probably would have been up there with Cyclonus and Blaster and Bulkhead, man. He's a really, 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 there is the seeds. The seeds are there for a really good Transformer figure. Unfortunately, I just think the plastic quality really does hold this guy back from being a truly fantastic Transformer figure and among the best of Legacy overall. So, I would say that Legacy Jhiaxus is probably a pickup if you are looking at him and you think, oh, he looks cool as fuck, I'm definitely gonna pick that guy up. You'll probably like him. You'll probably like him a good bit. He is a good Transformer figure. I definitely think he is worthy of the title of a good good Transformer figure. But just don't get your hopes up too high like I did, because you might find yourself kind of disappointed by the way he feels and just messing with him and just the plastic quality and the loose joints. And yeah, it just leaves a little bit to be desired, but overall, still a very enjoyable Transformer toy. And I'm going to hit him with an A-. I think an A- is a good grade for this guy. He is big too. I didn't actually notice, I didn't actually say that. He is a big boy as well, so you're definitely getting your money's worth with this guy when it comes to his size. And like, he's a pretty big boy compared to other robots. So yeah, there you have it. That is my final thoughts on Legacy Jhiaxus. Overall, a very good Transformer figure. Just if you want him, you know, I'm just gonna repeat myself at this point. But yeah, overall, a very good Transformer figure. So there you have it, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, if you did, maybe give me a like, subscribe for some more Transformer videos in the future. I believe we can get back into the Legacy Wave Run reviews now. So next one will probably be Blaster. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But there you have it. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. And this is Guillotine, signing out.